So, nice to see you all. And we start as usual with guided meditation and enlightenment activation. Some of you are moving around still. So, wherever you are, in a car, at home, outside, welcome. So, we try to find a place where we can sit comfortably and close our eyes. It's better for me for the activation, it's better for the activation to have the eyes closed, to have your eyes closed. I just mentioned it. And then we're just landing on this spot where we are now. Leaving the world for a moment. Meaning that we're not so interested in what is arising and falling within us. We just let it flow. All these experiences which are rising and falling every moment. Always changing, passing, sensation in the body, moods and thoughts. Just this flow which is going on from morning to evening. We just let it go in its own way now. Not having any opinion that it should be in a certain way or trying to push away it. We don't try anything now. Stop trying. Stop all trying. Stop all searching. Stop all analysis. Stop all investigation. Stop all looking even. We're just noticing how things are coming and going inside us when we sit like this and when we're not interested in anything specific. Even thoughts are allowed to be here. There's nothing wrong with thoughts. They're a part of life. Without it, there will be no story. So we don't push away any thoughts. We are simply not interested in them. Then they will subside usually after some time, but they can still be there in the background. It's totally okay. So we just sit here now, allowing this moment to be exactly as it is. Not interested in anything specific and doing absolutely nothing. And the activation will start here. Keep your eyes closed. We will make a little experiment here. Just keep your eyes closed. If there is some kind of stillness inside now, some kind of silence, we will ask you a question. In this silence, in this stillness, can you find any kind of a responsible me there? I will repeat it. In this silence that you are now, more or less, can you find any kind of responsible me there now, if you look? And if the answer is no, I can't find any responsible me here in this silence, then you slowly, slowly open your eyes and look with the eyes open. So how is this moment then, when there is no responsible me? I will tell it again, the last statement. You slowly open your eyes when you're ready. And we ask the question, how is this moment then, when there is no responsible me? How is it experienced? Just wait. Do nothing. Okay. Is there anyone who has anything to comment on this? Something to share? Or to say something about it? This little tool we just used? To discover that in this silence, during meditation, we can't find any kind of a me, separate me, responsible me. So how is this moment in the experience level when there is no me? Just let it sink in and wait. Maggie, want to say something? Can you take away, you unmute your microphone then?
Yes.
Where are you? You disappear?
Oh ja, jetzt kannst du sprechen.
Can I talk?
Hear me?
Wait, I just have to make you a little bigger. Yes, now we see you. Yes.
Dear Krista, I know exactly what you're talking about. 100%. But right now, at the moment, this responsible me is so big, so demanding, so fucking. I have no idea what to do. It seems like it's my reality.
Mhm.
I have no idea what I can do.
The best way to focus to handle this situation, sorry to say, but it's to come to a course. Because it is on the courses that we intensively look at these things. We can do it a little bit in group sessions like this. We can do it also in individual sessions. But it comes to a certain point when it's so strong that it's better to intensively work with it, and that is done best on our courses. This is our experience now from the last year. Maybe this is not the answer you want, but this
I
is our
don't know.
experience.
I don't know. Next question would be, when is your next course? And then I will see whether I can take part or not.
Next week.
What day?
Online.
Or it's in Spain next week. We're beginning on Thursday, I think. I will look here now.
Very nice.
We will begin on the 2nd of May. It's a Thursday, next Thursday, in Barcelona.
So then I have already the next problem on the 3rd.
Da kannst du nicht die
I cannot. Sorry.
Yeah. What you can do, Michael, instead of just looking at dates here, you can go to the Tilda, to the links we have, and look at the list of courses that we have. The next one, which is some places left, is in Lithuania in June. So one example, one suggestion could be that you go there and look.
Krista, I need immediate support and help.
Yeah, but it's not easy to do it in the group session. I think you understand that.
Okay, I
Yeah.
will
So
talk to you.
I will, yes, we will find some way. Okay,
Thank you.
I will come back to you. I will put a note here about this.
All right. So I will arrange writing to you. Okay.
I will write to you because I just make a note to it here now. So
Okay. So I'll
I'll
wait
come back to you.
for your writing. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah. Good. Anyone else having something? Well, then we see each other tomorrow then.
Krista,
Yes, Amanda.
just want to ask something.
Hmm.
From this space, emotions may just arise, for example, like, or if, say, irritation comes or some anxiety, does that, can you have both at the same time? I mean, does it mean, does if an emotion arises, we just notice it. Does it mean that you're not in the space? If you so,
There is only the space.
oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
only
There is only the space. And the space is showing itself in two aspects at that moment that you're describing.
mm,
It's showing itself in the stillness, untouched space, totally at peace, and at the same time showing itself as the way of the ocean is showing itself as whatever is, for instance, irritation. There's only one reality. It's not
yeah,
two. It's not two. We just think it is two. It's just a thought. It's because in daily activity it should be fantastic all the time.
yeah,
It should always be in this stillness and happiness and love and bliss and peace and so on. Well, yeah, on one level it is. Because when it is seen that it is a space which shows itself as what the mind calls irritation, then it doesn't have any charge. It's just an experience. It doesn't grab us. But for instance, irritation is connected to someone being irritated. In the freedom state, there is no irritation. Never. Because irritation means that firstly, someone is irritated. Secondly, there is a protest that life shouldn't be in this way now.
mm,
So it's a questioning what actually is the case. And that these two things is absent in the freedom state. Because there is no me who can become irritated, and there is no question of what that life should be different from what it is in the moment. So there will be no irritation arising.
mm,
But before that, it can be, as you say, space is on one level, stillness, peace, quite nice place to be in the background. So we are living on two levels at the same time. You're living on that place of silence, which is quite fine. And then you are living on that place still, which is based on ignorance, that there is a me here who wants life to be in a certain way and has to do something, and people have to do something, and so on. This is parallel. That it can be a little bit uncomfortable, of course, before they go together. Before it is seen that there is no responsible me, actually. There is no me who can be irritated. It's just a thought. And the question that life should be different from what it is also based on a me. Because when we're questioning life, is life should be different for me. So the me is there also. That's why you're focusing so much on this me. Because the separating me, coming in hundreds of forms, is making us life troublesome every day. Because you're living in separation. There is only the space. And say space is showing itself as what is in the moment, what we call life. And as long as there is a belief in a responsible me or some kind of me, controlling me, deciding me, abandoned me, not good enough me, whatever, hundreds. As long as this belief is strong and is grabbing attention, there will be no peace. There will be no oneness because it's separating. The me is a separating component, would say. I don't know if that an answer to your question, because
Well,
it's true what you say, that it is as long as there is some kind of ignorance, and ignorance means misunderstanding. It's not something ignorant, some kind of box somewhere. Misunderstanding how it really is. As long as it's there, yes, the awakened state can be there. Awakened state means the stillness and silence can be there in the background. We can be fully awakened inside, but totally fucked up on the outside. That is
Mm.
usually the case. And when they're fucked up means that there is a personal me responsible for what should happen and has to take care of life, has to fix life and so on, and who's not good enough for whatever it is. That is the second part. Little bit difficult part because it's we have to do something suddenly. I mean, to become aware. Why is it rising? That's why we have these tools. We don't have to do so much. We you just realizing every time. I make it simple here. Every time we don't feel good, doesn't matter in what way. Every time we don't feel good, it's because there's a misunderstanding. There's some kind of me in the background. Always. Someone saying something to us, we are reacting. He is responsible for what he said. There's also misunderstanding. You say me again in another form. Every time we don't feel totally at ease, every time we don't live in the enlightened state, it's because there is a me form in the background, grabbing attention and creating emotions, triggers sensation in the body and negative thinking about ourselves and others. It's as simple as that. That's why you focus so much on this me. It's the only problem there is, and the only obstacle for seeing that you're already enlightened.
So does that mean in because right now there's not a problem. I don't feel I've got lots of problems, but when I leave this chair, I'll have lots of problems. um, but would you say then that, like, if there's no personal me, that in someone who's fully awake, enlightened, anger doesn't arise? I mean, can it arise, but without, I mean, yeah, I mean,
We're not getting cold, if that is what you mean. We are the role playing is still going on, huh? But there's no emotions connected to psychology. There's
okay.
no emotions arising because there is a belief about me who's not good enough and who was being mistreated in the childhood and so on. This is collapsing, huh? But there can still be reaction, of course. I mean, if someone in that state sees someone mistreating a child, for instance, violence, or mistreating a pet or something, a dog or something, it can be a reaction there. But that is part of the story. Out of compassion, not so much about the one being violent, but our compassion for that which is mistreated. And that can be an action taken of that, of course, to stop it. But there is no anger connected to me. I am angry. And there is no anger with him doing this action even, because there is a knowing that there is no responsible one actually taking place inside there. So anger or irritate. I will not say. I don't know if have been angry for last. I don't remember.
I mean,
To be honest, I'm gonna have to go to memory a little bit here.
yeah,
I'm not sure.
I
But
mean,
I mean, the story goes on, and if there is something that where the love is, the compassion for other people is there more and more strongly, I would say, and that compassion itself, of course, can bring out emotions of when someone who is defenseless, like a dog or a child, and
yeah.
can be a reaction, of course, emotionally, but not blaming anyone. There's no blaming.
Mm.
There's no nasty people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a part of the show.
Mm.
Now you're confused, Amanda?
No, that
No?
makes sense.
Okay. It
If you
makes
take
sense
away
also.
yeah, I mean, like if there's no me that is in threat or is being violated or whatever,
Or violating.
or violating, then yeah, I see the unhooking of defending as opposed to moving, acting in the world. There's a difference.
Yeah, it is like, again, the same metaphor. We are looking at a movie here. Hmm? And in this movie, for instance, now, Krister is playing the role of being available for people who wants to have some questions about the truth of life. Huh? It's just outplaying of a role here. There's no one here. And Amanda is playing a role of sitting in that chair. It's just a movie. There's no one, there's nothing behind the movie. When we are sitting in the cinema sofa, we're not thinking, oh, what I don't want this movie to be in this way. I think I have to talk to the director tomorrow or to the editor. So you have to change to cut the film in another way. They will never do that, right? That will never cross our mind to think in that way. We just enjoying the movie as it is, even if it's a horrible movie. Horrible, someone is killing somebody. You know, we even pay money to see it because we know it's not real. It's the same here. Just experiences coming and going in the space. And the space is showing itself as those experiences. But as long as we believe that we are a person responsible in the movie, not sitting in the cinema sofa looking at the movie, but we think that we are in the movie, that the movie should be in a certain way.
Mm.
That is the problem. That is a starting of struggle.
And I know we can't answer this question that I'm going to ask, but Jesus, in that scene in the temple where he knocks over the table of the money lenders, I think in the temple, technically, let's say he was enlightened. We can't argue this either way, but say he was, the action even of that, of knocking over the table, could be done as an action to cut through to truth rather than because he is offended. I mean, there's compassion, but also a strong action like that could come from not from the person. Do you think?
You mean the businessman outside the temple?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he didn't want to mix business with truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what he really did, but the action in itself was I don't usually interpret these kind of
No, we can't
scriptures.
exactly, but just hypothetically.
Yeah, yeah, but that is still it's still interpretation.
Yeah, it is. But
But
my question is, could you move from that action of knocking over a table, which doesn't look like, it's not saving a child, but that action could come from not defending oneself.
Yeah, exactly. That is
Mm.
what in my interpretation, then humble interpretation of the Bible, what you just referred to. Yes, he was not. I mean, that was some kind of showing what is actually the most important stuff here. It is not to sell things.
Mm-hmm.
It is to see the truth, the nature of ourselves.
Mm. Yeah, because people go, oh, he was angry, but anger can be there or action can be there, but it's not attached to a personal me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we have to know that the one who was writing this down,
Mm.
yeah, writing it down from an unenlightened perspective and
Yeah.
use the word anger, which is his interpretation, what he has heard.
Oh,
I mean, we,
yeah, you're right.
we
He's
don't know his state of mind. We can only see that anger, on the bottom line now, anger is nothing that is connected to a person in the freedom state. No.
I mean, you can say it's not even anger, it's a gesture of moving, knocking over tables. I mean,
It's just some kind of action.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay,
Showing something. Yeah. Some kind of message.
yeah, no, thank you. That's helpful.
Okay. I think we have some chat here. Dharmic anger is called in India, also referred as fierce love. Yeah, fierce love. Yeah, Rohan said that. Thank you, Rohan. Could quote in that way also. It happens in that way. Truth is showing itself in that way to give some kind of message. But it's just happening by itself. And there is no receiver of message actually. Because who's going to receive it if there's no one here? It's just what happens in the story. Just happening. Yes. Who is it?
Lindsay.
Yeah, Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay. For
Hi.
some time I heard your voice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome here.
Yeah. Thank you. You know, I've noticed that sometimes when something that I would call an emotion comes up, lately, instead of calling it something, which has always been a knee-jerk reaction, I just was wondering what you think was going on when I just realized there's just a sensation happening that's in a way none of my business, but it's still there. I do feel sensations, and I would have previously called them fear or irritability or whatever. So I just was wondering what is that that's happening? I do still feel something arising, or who knows, but I'm just feeling it's just a sensation that is.
Does it hook you? Does it, so to speak, start a story or something? Or is it just a passing sensation coming from the old?
Both.
From memories?
They're always old, and they're both. Sometimes it hooks me, but I'm aware that there's no separation, and it has nothing to do with me. And other times it's just a sensation that doesn't hook me. But if I look into it, then I can see, oh yeah, that's fear. Oh yeah, that's irritation. Or
So is it somehow there for a long time? Is it strong? You say hooking?
yeah, it can be. Yeah.
Because the thing is that in this process, when we're going, so to speak, I've just changed it. When we are going from seeing there is no me really, and before it is stabilized, it's a process going on. And the old program always tries to come back in all kinds of forms. It always tries to make attempts to come to the surface. And as long as there is some kind of energy there still, in some kind of me form, whatever that is, then that will come and hook us a little bit. But it depends on how strong it is. Because we shouldn't be afraid of identification, really, if the identification is just something which is passing. So identification with the me is there, expressing itself as sensations, even emotions connected to that me form. So what? There's no problem. What we're talking about here is a permanent identification, more or less one me form replacing the other from morning to evening. Then we are not home, right? But if it's sometimes, and it seems to be in the way I interpret your words, when it is sometimes coming in, and it doesn't matter so much. It's just coming and going. And mostly you see it, as you say, mostly you are aware of it. That's its old program. There's some kind of me form. It is seen and it goes down because it doesn't have any charge, any energy to come to the surface and grab attention again and take over. So if there is sometimes a little bit more energy in it, but it is just there for a short while, no problem. It's just part of the process. But if it's really hooking us and we are there, totally breaking down for hours, then I suggest that you come to an individual session to look at it. But in the way I interpret your words, it doesn't seem to be so. Or?
I don't know, there's both happening. So there's identification if I zoom in, and if I don't, then I'm just aware that it's a sensation, and I guess I don't care.
Yeah, but the identification is for a long time.
It can be, yeah.
And a long time is what?
Days.
Days.
Sometimes days, yeah.
That is long.
Well, okay, it's not like one solid thing for days,
No,
but
no. So suggestion is to come and we look at it together in a individual session. That will be the best. To look at that kind of me form which is grabbing attention. I suppose you know exactly what kind of me form we're talking about here. Because otherwise, just to summarize that, we shouldn't be afraid of identifications. We're not, oh, I'm not identify with this me again, this controlling me, for instance, or whatever it is. Doesn't matter so much if it's not there all the time, if it's not there totally dominating our life. This is a pattern we are searching for, dominating me forms for the whole days from morning to evening, more or less, as a controlling me or abandon me or whatever kind of me, which is most dominating in your case. But otherwise, identification as such is not a big problem. But you can be, if you want to, you can come to an individual session and we can look at that one, what you just talked about. I think it's
okay.
better to do it more intensively than we can do in the group session. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Yeah, okay. Someone else having something here?
Sure.
Yeah, sure, Fritz. I've been waiting for your voice.
Yeah, well, uh, I guess what I wanted to point out is I've seen anger in animals, for instance, and we're not, where one animal would be sort of teasing another animal, and finally that animal that was being teased would lash out
Mhm.
and bite or scratch or whatever. But I also noticed that that animal didn't hold on to it at all.
Mm.
It lashed out. It was done. As far as I could tell from the outside, within minutes, it was completely gone, washed
Yeah,
away.
yeah. One of them went for the limit, so to speak, and the other one reacted on it in a more or less natural way. No problem. Nothing is sticking. Nothing is hooking. But yeah, okay, continue.
I guess what I'm getting at is,
Mhm.
what looks like anger can arise. And if it's connected to a me, an identification, he shouldn't have done that, or she shouldn't have done that, then we're in the
Mm.
ego land.
Yeah, exactly. It is exactly what you say here. We can make you can use the metaphor of a movie again. Brad Pitt, he's old now, but okay. He's angry at Angelina Jolie in the movie. Huh? Oh, he's angry there. But we know he's not angry actually. He's just playing angry in the movie. It is like that. Anger is part of the script, so to speak. It's part of what is happening in the movie. The role playing, so to speak, to be angry there. It doesn't make any tracks. Doesn't have any traces, you could say. Yeah? Doesn't leave any traces in the system. It is like that, yes. I think so. That's what you mean by animals, for instance. But it can also be other kinds of things, of course. But it's not depending on emotions. It can be cautious to become cautious because I mean we are also having memories, so we can become cautious. And a pet can also become cautious if you mistreated it one day. Next time it goes around you, so to speak. It doesn't want to talk to you. Huh?
Mm.
So that is also some kind of So that kind of defense is also part of what is happening. But anger, yes, but that doesn't leave any trace because it's not connected, as you say, it's not connected to me. How could he do that to me? And when that anger kind of thing coming, anger aspect coming, then it becomes a problem. But anger as a protest is not a problem really. It's just part of the story, how it is unfolding. The story is unfolding in the way it is unfolding. And without having any emotions in the story, that would be very boring. Huh? Who wants to look at that kind of movie? As everybody's singing some kind of glory to God and harps and we want to see it 15 minutes or something. Then you want to have another channel.
That's another variety of fantasy land. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to have some kind of action here. Unfortunately, if we think that we are part of that and be the actor in it, we're responsible for what the outcome, then the separation is there and the enlightened state is gone. It's not gone, but it's overshadowed.
It's clouded for some
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
The filter over me is in front of it.
Yeah.
Good
Okay.
point. Yeah, good point. Thank you. We can actually see emotions in so-called enlightened beings also. But is it connected to some kind of me inside them?
Nope.
If it is connected, they are not clear. But they are acting as human beings also, of course. I know some stories there, but I will not tell you because I don't want to talk about some specific teachers. But it is happening. But it's not connected to a person inside. It's just part of what is happening in the story. The unfoldment of it.
Yeah.
Someone else having something?
Hi,
Yeah.
Kaiser.
Hello, Rohan. Hello.
How are you?
How I am. But there is no me here who is in a certain way. That was a
All right.
tricky question, huh?
You passed the test.
Thank you, thank you.
I
who,
believe
who,
nobody passed the test.
who passed the test, by the way? And who was asking who passed the test? So did you have anything to add?
Yes, I had a question. I had a question which I wanted to ask. So less and less I notice a story hooking, but sensations when they arise, that me related sensations. I mean, tomorrow we have a session also, but I was asking also in interest of like maybe the whole group might benefit from it. Also, how do you address those sensations? Because those sensations which come in the body are very strong, like, and they also feel like they're creating some sort of energetic feeling of separation, but it's not so much linked to a story any longer, but it's more linked to just this felt sense of disconnection or something like that at times.
Who is going to address it? You see, this question is coming from the idea that something has to be fixed here. or some kind of attitude has to be there or
Yeah.
something.
Mm.
But that is built on the idea that there is someone here who needs to do something. The sensations are coming and they are passing. That's everything else. Coming and passing. Only the space showing itself as things coming and passing. Nothing needs to be done from a personal perspective because that one is powerless because it's only a thought. What is happening is happening. Is that the answer to your question, Rohan? Yeah. And we see each other tomorrow, right? Yeah.
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 Talking about.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you. That it can be quite relaxing to somehow realize that, okay, so I don't need to do anything. No, you have never done anything. It's just a thought. But of course, it's a little bit of a tricky thing here because, okay, then I can see, as we've been doing, looking at it before in the group session, okay, I don't need to do anything, then I can just sit in the sofa then. I can eat chocolate after chocolate after chocolate and getting more and more fat and diabetes. And, you know, that becomes a new belief system. But that is not what we mean, of course. We just mean that there is no doer. It doesn't mean that we're creating a new belief system as a consequence of there is no doer, that I should sit in the sofa. Then the thinking mind is grabbing attention again, becomes the boss again. Just change the beliefs. Just change to another thought. What is life when we are not believing any thoughts arising? That is a good tool. How is this moment if you don't believe any thoughts arising just now? Practical thoughts may come. Creative thoughts, definitely. Facts. But beliefs, there are no beliefs which are true. Not one single belief is true. That's why we call it belief. Instead of hanging to that beliefs, how is this moment felt when I don't believe any thoughts arising then? Ah, finally I can relax, so to speak. Or the body is relaxing. It's not even what someone relaxing. The body is relaxing. The mind becomes a creative, has now no restrictions. So the creative thoughts can go through, manifest them in beautiful and enjoyable actions. When we just stop believing the beliefs that I need to do something. Things are being done. Not creating a new belief system here. We're not even questioning the belief system. We're just asking, if I don't fight with the belief system, but I ask, how would it be without it? How is this moment without it? Maybe it's better. And maybe then you are motivated to work with this and this in more ways, as we usually do in the individual sessions and on courses. Anyone have any comments on this? We went somehow to another subject here, but it's okay. So we'll see each other tomorrow. 2 more days before the Barcelona trip. So for those who wants to, see you tomorrow.